Wait, the worker is pulling the egg out of the queen. What? Hello and welcome back to Ant Holleufer. Today we are taking a look at the Camponotus Vegas colony, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the moving and how the queen is doing. I got this amazing video of the queen mid-laying egg the other day, and it was a very beautiful moment because it was the first time I've seen the queen lay an egg in front of my own eyes, and though you can't really see it moves in the video, she was laying an egg. This was also a signal to me that the moving wasn't going so that well, because instead of making her egg inside of her nest, she's doing it outside where she can get murdered or something. But I got these amazing clips of the eggs a bit later, and just look at how many eggs there are. It's so amazing how many eggs there are. I can't believe it. I just can't wait for all of these eggs to turn into new adult ant workers. But if we're taking a closer look at how the ants have been moving, I have now seen this little hole in the bottom of the dig fix, and as you see, there is some movement in there, and that's a good sign because that means they have been digging a little bit. No, it isn't much. I can't really see how much they have been digging in there, but it looks like they have dug a fair bit in there. But they haven't moved, and they have had around 3 or 4 weeks time now, so I was getting a little worried. So I used one of my old cork nests because I read online that the Camponotus Vegas colony could actually prefer a cork nest. So I put a cork nest next to the other nest and also covered up both of the ant nests so they wouldn't be stressed to moving into one or the other. And then I just simply watered the nest. And I don't know if this was too much water or not. I felt like it wasn't that much at all, but looking at a macro lens is of course a lot more. And after only around 5 minutes, I saw a worker coming in to check it out. But she decided no, she wanted to go back. And it actually took well over half an hour before I finally discovered a worker wandering around in here. My main problem to why I didn't move the Camponotus queen in there before I used the dig fix nest was that I was a bit scared that the nest would be way too small for the queen, since she is a very large girl. And in comparison to the workers, I think she's over twice as big, so there wouldn't be much space to wiggle around. So while this worker was checking out the nest, there was also another worker on top, drinking a little bit of the water I put in. It was quite fun to see that there was still some water that wasn't absorbed in the nest, but that didn't go on for long, and she returned home again. So as the first worker was checking out the nest, I decided, I'm gonna put my tinfoil back on and wait a few days to check on how they're doing. So it's a few days later, and checking in, there's nothing. Not a single ant, nothing at all. And well, that wasn't supposed to happen. And let's check inside of the dig fix nest, and the queen is still on top. And if we peel off this red plastic, I can't see any difference whatsoever. So yeah, the queen is still just laying up here. Don't really know why, but she just is. So I wanted to take a closer look at the queen with the macro lens, so I had to point a lot of light at her. And when I did that, I noticed that through the hole in the bottom, you could actually see some of the eggs. So the eggs have been moved in here, I guess. So I mean, that's always one thing. The problem is just when I put light on the queen, I think there's a direct hold down for the eggs. So before the eggs come out, the workers slowly approach, not with like a danger sense, but they still come up for some reason. I don't really know why. And within a minute or two, I also start to see the first eggs appear. As you see here, a big ball of eggs just comes up. And I don't know why they're doing this. It annoys me very much because I don't want to stress them out. But then again, they don't seem stressed. They just seem like they want to come on top of the nest for some reason. I don't know if it's because the lamp is heating up a little bit, so they're prioritizing that. I don't know, to be honest. And then I got this very, very weird clip. I was looking away, I had just started recording, and I didn't notice that the queen was mid-laying an egg. So I didn't think of that, so I just recorded and turned on the light. And then I looked up and saw that the worker in the background was like pulling on the queen, and I couldn't see the egg in real life. But then I looked at the camera, and then I noticed, wait, the worker is pulling the egg out of the queen. What? What just happened? The worker literally just pulled the egg out. I had never seen this before. I mean, it was only the second time I saw the queen lay an egg. But what? The worker just pulled it out. I don't know if that's something they always do, or maybe it was because of the stress. And as you see here, the queen was also then wandering down again. I was so confused when I saw this. And then it seemed like the queen wasn't going down. It seemed like the queen was confused. The worker with the newly laid egg just kind of wandered around. Everything was just so confusing. She finally decided to go down into the nest once again. And that's the weird part, because I see the queen down the nest a lot of times, but I don't think they can dig in this stick fix, because I can't really see her down there before I turn on the light, and then I can just see her butt. So I'm not sure why they haven't like made a proper chamber to her, because it just seems like she can't fit in there. I don't know how you operate this stick fix. I just know that Camponotus Vegas colonies like it pretty dry, so I haven't watered it that much. So I don't know if it's because it's too dry and they can't really bite it. To be honest, I'm kind of confused. So what do you guys think I should do? I still have the other cork nest connected, so if they really want to move in there, they can. And I also have a test tube in the outwall, so if they really want to move, they can. But I don't know if I should water the dig fix more, so it's too moist for them, or if I should just let them be ants. 50% of the time when I come check on the ants, the queen is on top of the nest, and the other 50 I can't see anything, and that's because all the workers and the queen is down in the nest. But I just don't see them digging anymore. Do you want me to make the nest more moist, or do you want me to make the nest more dry? I've put a poll in the top right corner so you can vote, and I'll be glad to hear what you think I should do in the comments below. But yeah, that's been it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!